Hey guys, we're over here at a 7830. A bunch of the lights aren't working. Got some panels and stuff torn apart. I was checking a few things, but I didn't have the right book on this. So one of the things on these, this is a 7820, but you turn the key on, engine off. Okay, and as soon as they got their service interval, let's let this thing go off. Okay, so as soon as you turn the lights to, there's a field 1 and field 2. Field 1. Let's go to field, or actually that's road. This is field 1. You can see all these lights. They're all on. If you come over here with the rotary dial and select it like that, it'll turn them off. See, I just turned the headlights off. So all of them are on, but all of them are not. These lights up here are not working, and the outer corners on the hood are not working. So we know that they're being commanded on and they're programmed. That's what they call programmable lights. So the next thing you want to do is go, let me turn the key on and off because I gotta get into diagnostic mode. So you want to hold set and settings at the same time. Let me see what address I need to go to. Cab address 15. So let's go to 15. Okay. So let me read the book here and I'll show you on the display here. Turn key switch in run position. I place high beam indicator lights in the off position, which it is, it's down. Place road light switch in the off position, it's off. Access cab address 15. Verify the display at address 15 meets following specification. Road light switch off. It's off, isn't it? No, it's not off. Now it's off. So, and it does. It matches up to all zeros. Okay, place the load right switch in the on first detent position. Verify the display at address 15 meets the following specification. Should read in the road position, it should read 0101, which it does not. It's reading 1101. First detent command, it should read 0101. It's reading 1101. Okay. Okay. Let's see, then we go place road light in field 1 position. Field 1, it should be reading 0100. Okay. We still got a 1 where we shouldn't have one. 1100100. That's wrong too. Let's see, field 2. That's right, except for that 1. Oh. I don't have egress position on this one. If the road light switch is on when disconnected, the display. If the road light switch is on when disconnected, the display at address 15 should go to 0. When switch is disconnected, an audible beep should be heard. Well, it's, oh, okay. So if it's on, and then I unplug it, which it doesn't want to do. Okay, it did. Okay. Okay, so it tells you to go basically to terminal 5 and jumper battery, but we got a power probe. We don't need a jumper wire. So if we go do what it says here, it tells you to go to terminal 5. Let me go back here in this diagram and see which one's 5. Actually, I don't need the diagram, but they're numbered right here. It's 3, this one's 5 right here. This gray wire. Okay. So should change to a 1 on the very end, according to this, or no? The second one from the end. And it doesn't do that. It's changing up here in the front. That's wrong. So if I go to terminal 4, now that one's correct. That one's right. But if I do the first one, terminal 5, I should have a 1 on the very end, according to the book, but it doesn't. I have a 1 in the front and a second one lit up. So that's wrong. Go to 3 and it should read 100 on the very end here, which it does. And if I go to terminal 2, I should have a 1000 on the end. Which I do. Okay, so road light switch connector, yes. Replace component, go to 1. No. For vehicles equipped with auto, so no. Let me read about this. Okay, we had to tear this whole corner side panel loose. We left our K21. Should be the second one down. That is the rear roof light relay. If I can get my fingers in there to get it unplugged. Okay, where's my meter at? Let's go. We should have constant power. Let's see here. This is how it came out. So we did have constant power on this pin, which we do not. We have no constant power on pin 30. There's pin 87. I want to see if these lights come on. Let me turn that beeper off. I'm tired of listening to that already. I can't tell by... I still don't think they're coming on. I don't think the key should have to be on either, I don't think. They're still not coming on, but maybe key on. We still don't have any battery power to pin 30. Okay, so let's turn the light switch to field 1 position. Okay. That's the output. We're not getting battery power or... Huh. Okay. Definitely got some issues going on here. Sometimes you just kind of have to go on your own. Sometimes the book will kind of lead you astray. I still use the book, but the way they were taking me with going through the address was not making any sense to me. I'm kind of curious what it would read now, but long story short, come out here and I'll show you. I got it in field 1 position, which means every light on it should be on. Those are on. All 4 of these are on. And then these are all on. Okay, so I wanted to know what relay was associated with the rear roof lights first. And it's K21. It's this relay right here. Well, I had no power, no battery power going to it. So, okay, well, I got no battery power. There's obviously a fuse somewhere. There's a problem. Well, I checked the fuses, but somebody had taken the fuses. If you look in this diagram, here's our roof, 53, and it was not in there. It wasn't even in the socket. It was up here in the spare fuses deal, okay? And the same thing with the front ones. This 10 amp fuse, 10 amp flood, somebody had taken it out and put it up here for some reason, but that made all the lights work. So I'm kind of curious, if we go to address, let's pull both of these. Let's go to cab 15 again. Oh, look at that. We don't have that one there anymore like we did. Okay. So the display is reading correctly now. I just took a shortcut because the book was, like, you know, making it way more time consuming than what it had to be. So basically, figure out what lights you don't have working and go to the relevant circuit in the book and just test it, and that'll take you to the solving the problem a lot quicker than going through that entire long drawn out procedure. So anyways, I got to go to the next service call. I probably won't video this next call. I got to put this corner panel and all this stuff back together here, but we'll do some more video, and I got to get some videos out, I know. Okay, so I'm on the cab heater blower unit. When the ignition key switch is placed in the run position, the HVAC and wiper relay 1, which would be this second one up. Okay. The HVAC and wiper relay 1 will energize its normally open contact, will close. The closed contact will deliver power to HVAC fuse 2. Okay, let's make sure we got power on HVAC fuse 2, which would be F22. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, be the first one in this group. There's power. That means that relay is working. Okay. So why isn't the damn fan coming on? Okay. The HVAC fuse will deliver power to the fan speed switch A. Well, what the hell, you know? It's not turning on, dude. There's nothing happening here. Everything's dead up here. What the hell's going on here? The HVAC fuse will deliver power to the fan speed switch A and the condenser fan relays. The fan speed switch controls the speed of the heater motor. So what in the hell is going on? If that's latched and there's power coming out of that fuse, why is there no throttle? Why the hell is the deal here with this thing? The mode switch. When HVAC mode switch is in the AC position, we'll put AC, 12 volts is sent to thermostatic switch, heat mode, so the HVAC control number 2 relay, the HVAC control number 1 relay, the heater blower relay. So when HVAC control mode switch is in the heat position, 12 volts is delivered to. So when it's in the AC or vent mode, it's just sending power to the thermostatic switch. So when you're in heat mode though, it sends power to all these other... I don't understand that. So is it doing both? Is that what it's doing? Fan speed, switch in low position. So obviously, I guess I'll get a Phillips screwdriver and pop this. Man, I didn't want to take all that shit out of there, man. I mean, it's just like everything's dead up there. Let's see here. Is there something else that we can do that would be simpler to achieve, maybe? What else isn't working? This isn't working. Let me see if I can find where this isn't working. So, I'll give you a little bit of a idea of what's going on here, since the first clip of this thing, for some reason, it's not on the SD card. But anyway, so what's going on here is these guys called me and said that they were out here hauling hay with this. This is a Stack Cruiser 103. It's only a couple years old, this harrow bed, this New Holland bell wagon. And he called me and said, I shut the engine off to talk to my brother here, and then I went to restart it to start hauling hay again, and he said it won't start. And so I got out there, and me and the operator were noticing that there was no throttle. There's a hand throttle on these and a foot throttle. There was no hand throttle, no foot throttle. The blower fans wouldn't work. I mean, there was all kinds of, the whole display for the bell loader assembly and all the hydraulics and the stack patterns, none of that stuff would work. None of it would power up. All the relays and everything are latching. So, I mean, the first thought that ran through my mind was, I said, we must have lost like a main ground or a control module somewhere. But it's, these books are, I wish they would make these wiring schematics and just kind of like, if you just give me a wiring schematic, I can figure, if I know, if I just have the schematic, I don't really need the step-by-step procedure. I can figure out what powers what's latching, what my signal side is, what my ground side is of my relay. I can, and then I can find out from there where my main grounds come off that in the schematic. I mean, that's all I really need. I don't need this long, drawn-out 200-step procedure to test a relay, but that's kind of what they do. But it's really hard to find some of this stuff in the book, trying to find out where the schematics are. I'm sure the factory books, like if you had like John Deere Service Advisor, you just click on the little links that they provide for you. But when you download these books off the internet, none of that shit works. You have to go thumb through every page or look in all the indexes to try to find out where in the hell these schematics or what page to go to. Because like on Service Advisor, because I've used Service Advisor before, and you can click on, it'll tell you, say this wire goes to this page, and click on S1 page, and you just click on it and it takes it right to it. Well, if you download it off the internet, most of the time that stuff doesn't work. You got to go find all these pages on your own. So anyways, that's kind of why I'm having so much trouble here, is trying to find where all these wires are getting their main power supply and where they're getting their grounds from. That's where I'm having trouble at. Okay, so I'm looking at this UCM Power Relay 4 through fuse F44. What's this 12-volt switch, 12-volt A CPU reset? This is through F36. So F44 and F36. So I got this here, F44 and F36. There's 44. It's going to be this 5 ampere right here. There's power on both sides of that fuse. So next, it's another 5 ampere. 1, 2, 3. So there's power there. So I mean, doesn't make much sense. Okay, but see that goes into there. So I have no foot throttle or no hand throttle, and that gives you your 5-volt reference for the hand throttle and the foot throttle. So what the hell, huh? Is this all part of that module? Did this module take a shit and take everything down with it? UCM power relay number 1 through F16, 12-volt switched. First table up. You know, something that's not working, that'd probably be the easiest thing to diagnose, is there's no start. You know, you can't start the damn bell wagon. I mean, it lost all kinds of shit here. I mean, it's got no starter, no blowers, no universal control module. I wonder if that universal control module is related to... Look at all the shit that this thing does, though. I told you it was a damn ground problem. So, a relay, when it latches, it's always going to have a ground. And obviously... Golly, man. Hang on. Anyway, so, obviously, what's going on here is something's sharing grounds. And we've lost a ground somewhere. Let me plug this back in. I'm curious to see, when I ground this, will this power up? Because I'm hearing stuff clicking back there when I ground where the relay is supposed to have a ground. It doesn't have a ground. Still not getting this to power up. But the park brake light, watch the park brake light here. Watch the park brake light illuminate. I don't know if the camera's even picking it up. Every time I ground that. So we got a ground issue. I gotta get in the book and find out where all these things are sharing this. There's got to be something like they're all sharing this ground somewhere. Let's just, maybe, golly, is there just something simple like a cab ground underneath the cab somewhere? Oh shit. Put all that back together. God, you got to tear this entire machine apart to test anything on it. I mean, those panels are just a bear to get out of there. Oh my God, the frickin' wind. Ah, it's been a day. It's been a day. It's been a week. Truck engine and just one thing after. Now it's getting hot on me, and she's picking up a thermostat for me. It's just like, just can't win for losing. Can't win for losing, man. Here's the main ground right here. Am I hearing stuff? What am I hearing here? I'm hearing something back there wiggling this ground. Are you kidding me? Is that the thing is going on? Is that ground on that thing is acting up? Could have swore I heard something back there. Could have swore I heard something back there. A solenoid or something back there doing something as I was wiggling that. Ah. Is there any way that I can maybe test? So we're going from that to that. Take an ohmmeter across it maybe? I don't know. I mean, you would think that it would be okay. I don't know. I don't know what to think right now. Let me get in the book here. I got to figure out what's going on. I got other shit I need to do. I didn't plan on doing this piece of shit today. Well, guys, persistence pays the way. I finally found in the wiring schematic where they all tie into like some single point grounds. And looky here. Let me see if I can. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but they're sheared off. Here they are, right? I don't know. Let me see if I can get a look. Here they are, right there. There's the ground wires right there. They're sheared off. I don't know how that happens, but the eyes broke off on them. So, let me take that bolt out and put some eyes on there and I'll see what happens. There's all the eyes that were broke off. See, they just sheared off. You're not gonna be able to see much. I got them together here, so let me run the bolt. This ain't gonna be much fun. You can't really even reach them back underneath this fuse panel. Run the bolt through all three of these. Okay. Yeah, they're not hardly long enough. That's the problem. The factory did a kind of a disservice to these guys and didn't make their shit long enough. Made their wires too short. That's not helping the situation at all. Man, this is not easy. There's quite a bit of tension. That's the reason they're broke. I mean, they screwed this up from the beginning when they built it, because you shouldn't have those that tight in there like that. That's just really not too smart. Just not too smart to put that kind of tension on your wiring, especially like a vital thing like a main ground. I mean, just, I'll tell you what, it worked all fine on the assembly line, but it got out here and it didn't work with a shit. So we're gonna change it. We're gonna cut some of these brackets they've got on here and move our wires a little bit closer to where it's not ripping the grounds off of it, is what we're gonna do. I gotta get this back up here and run my bolt back there. This sucks, you know what? I mean, you just can't reach anything. It's all by braille. It's all by braille, man. So after it seems like forever of struggling, they were standing on my head trying to get, I was trying to hold all three eyes. I had separated, they had two big like 10 gauge wires, and they had one big eye tying to
those two big wires together. Then they had like a 14 gauge wire with another main ground. So I didn't have a ground eye big enough to incorporate the two big wires into one. So what I did is I just put 3 eyes on it, one for each wire. And so the trouble I was having is trying to get the bolt threaded through the eyes, and then start it in the hole clear back up in that corner post underneath the fuse panel where you can't see anything. You're just doing it by feel. But after lots of cussing and swearing and bending the fuse panel up out of my way so I could get my arm in there, I finally got it started and didn't get a chance to show everything working on it. The operator showed up, then we got to bullshitting. So anyways, everything works and we're off to the next one.
Well, here's another service call. 6170R. I think these those must be strawberries. I don't know if they were, I don't know. They're strawberries or raspberries, the way they're spaced. I don't know, almost look like raspberries. Don't know for sure, but this one obviously got some kind of emissions bullshit going on with it. Oh, see if we can figure out what's going on here. Let me get all the garbage plugged in. Seeing they were out here monkeying with it and had this one guy's got some kind of laptop. I don't know, man. He's always out here dicking with it, and then they'll call me and he won't hang around. He sees me coming. It's one of their mechanics, and then he throws all his shit in his rig and he hauls ass. Whatever, man. Whatever, dude. I was watching a YouTube video and I can 100% agree with it. And you just look at the Fruit Loops that are in this country anymore. I mean, this country is comprised of some of the dumbest people on the planet. It really is. I mean, and it was all these. This guy, I'd have to send you a link to the video. I mean, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious because it's 100% true. The people in the psychopolitical warfare that has been enacted upon the people of this country, and the biggest thing is the TV, the music industry, and it's all controlled by the same people. But they have really they've just done a real good job at mind screwing these people, and you can see it plain as day. And you're just like, wow, these people are really screwed up, man, bad. I mean, these people have mental issues now. They're insane. And it's hard to even take these people seriously because they're nose rings and purple hair, and how are you supposed to take these people seriously? Turn that off. Let's see what we got here. People that think they're cats, they think they're a cat. I'm not making this up. Password for this, and a password for that, and a password for this, and a password for that. I'm the only one using the bastard, so what do I need a password for? I think you can set them up without a password. I ain't smart enough to do it, I guess. Shut that before the wind rips it off. Okay, let's go into off highway, and it'll probably, I think I might have enough cell phone service out here to maybe do a hotspot in case I need it. Cannot load file or something, whatever. Not sure what the hell that was all about, but 6R series, pile of junk. Let's go to the ECU. Wait, I don't want to, it's got the, there we go. It had the air conditioning unit there highlighted, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to. This one's got manual controls. It don't have an ATC controller on these anyway. It's not a digital display there. Josie's munching on something over there. Oh, I think it's going to communicate for us. So we got calculated soot level extremely high, so she needs a regen. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and play with myself for an hour, and so let's go over here and let's go to this particular filter. Yeah, let's get after it. Yeah. Come on. What is the holdup here? This thing don't sound normal. I don't know what's going on here. It's like being really, really stupid here and slow. Let's try this again. What are you doing? You're burning my daylight, computer. Come on. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Something don't sound right with this tractor. Let's try this again. There we go. Soot level 5. That's as bad as it gets. It's probably plugged solid. I mean, these guys. Well, guys, I'm gonna get out and just let this thing do its regen and let it set here, and then I'll monitor it periodically and see what happens. I'm gonna go out there and play with my puppy dog and see what she's chewing on out there. Okay, so she's dosing the outlets at DOC outlets at 870 and rising. Now it's kind of cooling down, actually. It's already knocked it down to a soot level of 4. Make sure this thing's gonna regen, because it was climbing up there, and now all of a sudden it's not. I had a 6125M that I regen the other day, and I messed around with that thing forever, and I could not get it to I couldn't get the temperature to raise on it. And so what wound up finally I did, it was kind of doing what this one's doing. It was staying around 600 on the DOC inlet and the outlet and the inlet. Okay, what it's doing, okay, what this one's doing is it obviously dosed and the inlet got hot, but the outlet, it's plugged up enough that this wasn't catching up quick enough. You don't want it, what the computer has a strategy to where it doesn't dose so much and get this temperature on the inlet so hot, and what it'll do, it'll burn the face out of the DOC or the DPF. It'll melt the face on it. Anyway, the 6125M the other day would just run around 600 degrees all the way across the board, and it was at a soot level of 5 as well, and I could not get it. I tried it multiple times, and I tried clearing the after treatment latch error code, still wouldn't do it. And so I initiated the regen the last time, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna see what happens. And I climbed up underneath the hood there with the hood open, and the differential pressure sensor,
I unplugged it. And when I unplugged it, this started dosing and it went up. And I just let it run the whole regen process with that unplugged. And then I plugged it in, cleared the codes, and it was fine. So you might try that, guys, if you get it in one where you cannot get it to climb up in temperature because it's maybe, I don't know if that differential pressure sensor is not letting it because of the differential pressure, you know. Anyway, so this one's regenning. Just we're gonna be here probably for a couple hours. Okay, she's soot level 0 now, and I give her a little bit of throttle there to let her get cooled down. It'll cool down quicker the more. I know you're probably thinking, well, how does that work? Actually, if you get more exhaust flow going through there and give it some throttle, it'll cool down quicker. Anyways, well, sometimes you got to go back in on these if it'll let you, and do a parts regen. But see, this one's not letting us do it. This is not highlighted, so it's not going to let us do it. Sometimes they'll have you do a parts regen too after you get done with the normal regen. You'll see your display up here. It just went out, but it's cool enough. But I like to get this. I don't like that at 700 degrees. I'm gonna wait till at least get down to 500 degrees before I shut it down. And then I'll restart it and just make sure everything's gonna be okay on a restart. I called by a guy there just a minute ago, and I guess his pan plug stripped out on his tractor, and he can't get the. He was going to pull the front drive line off to get the pan out, and he can't get the drive line out, and wants me to come help him. You know, and these guys, they need to train these operators, because if this thing needs a regen, you can do a parts regen way before you get to the point to where it needs a service regen. But they're not training these guys how to do it. Okay, that should be good enough for getting it cooled down. Shut it off and make sure no codes come back. I'll reestablish communication with it. Everything shut off. These guys used to be Auto Farm on everything, or well, it's called Ag Leader, but I see they went everything John Deere. I think John Deere finally, you know, when I was doing all the auto steer installations years ago, they never had a system that was they never had a system that would do sub-inch accuracy. Okay, so those will clear now. Should turn green. Okay, so we're done with that. All right, so we'll move on to the next one. I got to go back and work on the cat now.